This is a bunch of Jewish kids come an organization called Birthright Israel. And they bring them here to get them in touch with the Jewish history and heritage. And I think these kids are from Canada. And I believe they're going to sing here in a moment. I hope they do, because it's pretty powerful.
Okay, we're going to the center, big crowd group. Ready? Okay. מוכן? רץ? רץ? אוקיי, פלייבק. אולמן תרוץ. Move, yes, come! To the center, to the center! Again, again, again! Together, together, big group! Okay. Thank you.
That's one of the 6 watchtowers, lookouts that they had here at the fortress. And mentioned the name Masada actually means in Hebrew fortress. David used it, and he said, "The Lord is my fortress, my high tower, my rock, and my strength." And some thought maybe he was thinking of this place, or a place like it, I guess. Fortress. Story of Masada real quick. 900 and some, I don't remember the exact number. 967 maybe. Had held out against the Romans. And Titus, the general, figured out this was the low side. The ground came up higher on this side than the other side, so they built a siege ramp. And they rolled a battering ram up here. Make a long story short, they eventually broke through. There's a siege ramp there, still there. And it's probably eroded some over time. But you can see the siege ramp where the Romans came up. And they broke through here in order to do what they did at Gamla, where we were yesterday. They were going to teach these zealots a lesson. And the zealots had already decided that if they did break through, the Romans did break through, they weren't going to be taken alive, because they'd already seen what had happened in Gamla and Jerusalem and other places. So the story is that every man went home and killed his wife and children. And then they all returned, and they had selected 10 men who would put the rest of the men to death by the sword. And then they drew lots. And one was chosen to kill the other 9, and then the last man, Josephus says, plunged a sword into himself up to the hilton and ended it all. And they burned everything. They didn't leave anything behind. They burned all the food, just so the Romans know that they didn't starve them out. And this is where the Israelis, at least they used to, I'm not sure they do now, but soldiers would come and take their oath to defend Israel. That Masada would never fall again. And so you call that a commitment. And so there's a lesson there. Right there's where the Romans broke through. And of course, it had a siege tower that the Romans had built, and they hauled it up here with pulleys and horses and whatever, slaves, soldiers. And this is the siege ramp that they used for that.
Those people are standing right. What if
Yeah. This is a 2,000-year-old siege ramp built by the Romans. Of course, it's eroded somewhat. But we're even not at the bottom of it yet, the Roman ramp. To be honest, it's the Dead Sea. See how it goes down. Well, we're in a cistern. How many of these are there?
there was a whole system of them here.
Several. Well, they had enough food and armament to supply a 10,000 man force, garrison, whatever you want to call it. So I imagine they did the math and made sure there was enough water for the same. You see where it's plastered over, and some of the plaster has fallen over time. Something similar to that. We're gonna plot down. We're standing in this area right here. Going in here. In fact, those would be the columns there. So what we look down on was this piece here. We're trying to find our way down there. Okay, as you can see, we're going to the Northern Palace. So we're going to go down these here stairs carefully. All right. Okay, here we go. Here I am getting my picture taken. Okay, you can see that. We were up just beyond that area there. And there was steps, looks like right there. Coming down, there's a little platform there. I'm going to step down to this area here. See the stonework. Okay, that's where we were, right up there. We're down alongside the thing now. Woo! I like the sound effects. Oh, check that out. Wow, that stuff's still here. The painting is still here. Frescoes, Corinthian columns, capitals. Carved right in the side of that. And on this side, they've reconditioned or refurbished, or what do you want to call it, like the paintings, how it would have actually looked. Late May. It's hot up here. The breeze feels good. Breeze helps out a lot. You know, you wondered, did Herod have his throne set up here, or his hammock, or what? You know? I mean, you get the man.
I remember thinking that the middle one was like a pool.
Yeah, I think you're right. But there would have had to have been some sort of an official spot where he would have done administrative stuff from time to time, I guess. You know, be king as he was, or whatever his title was, king. It's just a strange thing that he actually walked right here. This is what it would look like. Well, of course not quite like this, but there's a second level there at the very top. And we're at the very southern tip of Masada, and I think woods. Here come some people.